2 front doors. So this is Mark at Skywagon University. Today we're going to have a look around this 76 Rockwell Commander 112 TC. We're not going to fly it because it's not insured. So we're going to look around it, talk about it, a little bit of history, a little bit about the type. And then I've got Cole here, who's a buddy of mine, who's a very famous aircraft dealer in South Carolina. And we'll be like chatting a bit backwards and forwards about various things. Okay, so this plane is a 76 Rockwell Commander 112 TC. TC stands for turbocharged. 112 is the model. The engine is an 0360 Lycoming 4-cylinder at 210 horsepower, turbocharged but carbureted. And they burn about 11-12 gallons an hour. Made by Rockwell, a military subcontractor, which is a pretty good background for any aircraft.
They build the space shuttle, so I think they build a pretty good airplane.
A good glider too.
And a good glider, yeah. That's right.
You can tell it's military. Let's have a close look at the gear leg. The gear on these, Bonanza gear makes you look good. This is unbelievably good, strong gear. It's a trailing link arm with a ram in it.
Hard to make a bad landing.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally very, very heavy duty and bulletproof. However,
very forgiving.
The nose wheel is just a little stick. But the nose wheel is, remember, only used for keeping the prop off the ground, not landing on. And I had, when I first flew one of these, it was a 114. And I hadn't flown one before, and I wasn't used to the sight picture. And when you're in it, looking down, you're looking down the nose at the ground. And when I landed it, the mains touched, and I let the nose down, and it was like, oh! I seriously thought there wasn't a nose wheel there. So,
well, the way it's designed too, you look. Yeah. It's not level. It's actually sloped
you can
forward.
almost see right there from the front. So excellent forward visibility. Massively wide cabin. One of the criteria when they designed this plane was width. It's wider than a Bonanza. It's not quite as wide as a Cherokee 6, but it's the widest cabin in its class, and it has 2 doors. So that's a big plus on these.
You don't really think about it, but walking around these planes, when you've walked around others forever, that T-tail is so nice to walk around.
Yeah.
You can go under it instead of having to go way around it. You just go back to the tail and back the other side.
You never have to worry about it. It's there's an AD on the tail, so if you buy one of these, you've got to keep an eye on that. There's an AD for the spar and where it meets the vertical fin. You've got to have that inspected a certain amount of time. There's also an AD on the main spar, but it's a time life component, so you don't need to do anything. Especially this model, the 112 TC, you have to have the spar inspected at 8,680 hours. I don't know why.
Is that accurate? Exactly. So 8,680, or did you make that up?
What happens at 8,681? Wings come off.
Oh, to be inspected?
No, but it's a big deal on them. And each model has got a different time life on its main spar.
Oh, wow.
So this has 4,000 hours on it. So it's got like, and it's what, 76 to now, it's 45 years old. So 45 more years, it still won't even be there yet. Yeah. And the 112, this one, the TC, has slightly extended wings and an increased gross weight. So the gross weight on this is 2,800 pounds. Useful load's about 1,000 pounds. And they carry, I'm not familiar with these, so we're kind of reading it off the plane, 65 gallons total.
Every time I've ever had one, I haven't had it very long.
They're popular,
They sell very quickly.
There's 1,300 of them built, and how many are left? Yeah. Okay. Baggage door. Pretty conventional. Left side of the plane.
Nice size.
Look at the luxury here. A little curtsy light for the step.
Oh my goodness.
These were actually very well appointed. So you can illuminate your step in case you're getting in the dark.
Rockwell's thought of everything.
Yeah. A tail. Tall. I mean, look at that. That's higher than a 182's wing.
Yeah.
ADSB on the tail cone. Very conventional layout. It's aluminum, no magnesium, normal trim tab, fixed horizontal. Just like when they built this, they aimed it directly at the Arrow. Piper Arrow was the competition, and other, 200 horse, like Mooney 201 kind of thing.
You said there was go ahead.
I was just going to say, and the Bonanza, but one of the drawbacks of the popularity of this plane was that it wasn't fast. They thought, with it being pointy-nosed and sleek, that it would be fast.
I'm curious about, what did you say about a tail AD?
There's a big AD on the tail. The prototype, the 111, the tail came off and crashed. So they redesigned the tail. Now there's an inspection, and I'd have to look up the hours and type. So if you're looking at one of these, it's got an AD where the horizontal meets the vertical on the spar in here.
Is there a fix for it to get out of the AD?
Yeah,
I believe,
you just
I believe there is, and I think it's about $14,000.
Is it?
Yep, I think we had it done, or it was done to the one that we just bought.
One-time deal?
One-time deal. And then the AD goes away.
And it's is it hour-based? Is it done at a certain time, or?
You can do it any time. It's just a doubler, I think. Okay, I could be wrong. Fact check me.
Yeah, but that's something to look at if you're looking at one of these. Okay, well, so since Cole is talking about planes, you might be wondering about this shirt. Plane Crazy, apart from me being plane crazy and him making me look like I'm not plane crazy about how plane crazy he is.
Exactly.
What about Plane Crazy?
So we've got a reality TV show. We've been filming. We've been in Istanbul, Turkey, Alaska, Montana, herding cows with a helicopter, Reno, getting ready for the Reno jet race in September.
You've got 2 planes in the race?
2 planes in the race. We actually have our race numbers. We have Plane Crazy 1 and Plane Crazy 2.
And what planes are they?
We have 2 L-29 jets that are going to be raced by Bob McCormick in the last Reno air race ever. Being from the South and from the Carolinas, we apply the NASCAR philosophy to racing. It ain't cheating if you don't get caught. So we are turning up the fuel, restricting the exhaust. We're going to light her up.
You got a good chance?
We've got a good chance.
Bob won, didn't he?
It's in Bob's contract. He has to win.
But Bob's good.
Yes.
But he did already win.
He's won several times.
Right?
Bob has won several times. He's competed, I think, about 20 years, and he's never not placed.
So in another video on my list, there is a video about an L-29 at Reno with Bob and a Grumman Traveler that Cole did a deal on with a T-34. It's all explained in the video, but that video is on this channel too, and it talks all about, and that's the kind of plane that'll be raced. Not that one though.
That's correct.
Because you sold that.
So we're coming up with a show. We've filmed most of the episodes. Mark graciously agreed to be in episode 4, 5, or 6, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we filmed that last week. The footage is awesome. The highlight of it is, well, I'm going to spoil it. It's a potato gun. Yeah. So we had a couple
Thank God we're in Nevada.
Thank God we're in Nevada. So had a couple of the guys in the field down below with baseball gloves on, and we launched a few potatoes at them and had a really good...
Plus there was quite a bit of flying too.
There was some flying. There was some airplane flying, and that was Plane Crazy.
So when's it coming out? What's the...
So it should, if we can get it sold to a distributor, it should be coming out this winter, this fall.
Perfect.
Or spring. So,
okay, well, we're going to look forward to that.
Plane Crazy.
So, and these are available.
Yes, right? Yeah, shirts and hats are already
There'll be a whole load of that
and
stuff available, but yeah, let's look forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And let's find out a little bit more about this. Let's look inside it.
Okay.
Look at the size of the cabin. And we're not flying it because it's not insured, but we're just going to have a look at it.
We're going to climb in?
Yeah. So here we are inside it. 3 of us. It's big. It is very big. I mean, you're never even sharing an armrest. It's so wide. And the 2 front doors really helps, of course. So very conventional inside layout. I mean, there's induction heat, which is weird because it would be it's got a carburetor, so it's basically carb heat. Throttle, prop, mixture. The conventional center stack radios, annunciator panel, IFR configured gyros, autopilot. It's got a primer down here for a hot start that you can be pressing while near the throttle. Fuel selector here, and it's important on these to make the fuel selector, make sure it's off when you park them, because if it's on any kind of side slope, the fuel will cross flow and make one wing heavy, and then the plane will be leaning when you come to it and all your gas is on one side. So you break the siphon by putting it on off when parked. You'll often see these parked on ramps with the wing down, but when you level her up again, it's not the strut, it's just the weight. Dual brakes, you got rudder trim, you got friction here for the controls. What you got over there, Cole?
Well, you've got a really nice KR85 ADF.
Oh, state of the art.
State of the art. It looks like you've got a little engine monitor. Does that work?
Yep, EG2 CHT.
Nice. You've got a little communication. Do you have jacks in the back too?
Yeah, rear intercom.
So
That's
four-place intercom.
Hoskins fuel flow.
Hoskins fuel flow.
Yeah.
State-of-the-art transponder, no ADSB.
ADSB is on a beacon on the back.
It's on the beacon on the back.
Yeah, this is,
Fortunately,
apart from that's probably the only thing that isn't original.
Yeah,
but it's a good old IFR, old school panel.
And fortunately, for what, about $1,500, you can send that out and get a new screen on it, I think, still.
Yeah, for the 530, yeah. And it's WAS, yeah.
And it is WAS.
Yeah. But look at that, I mean, look at that raked angle of the windshield. I mean, it's a good looking plane.
No, it's fantastic.
Good looking plane.
A lot of elbow room.
Electric trim. Self-centering, spring-loaded.
Yeah.
Obviously gear here. Yeah, very popular.
Yeah, I think whoever buys this will be happy with it. What do you have it priced at?
$79,900.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine buying an Arrow for $79,900?
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, that's an awesome.
Yeah,
that's a great deal.
It's a pity there's only 1,300 of them odd built.
All right.
Cut!
Are we going to go for a flight?
No, it's not sure. So, engine options in these, bit of geekiness. The first one, very early, 112, had 180 horsepower Lycoming in it. Then they put into the 112s the IO 360 200 horse Lycoming, the way a Mooney M20C or the Mooney M20E would have had, or an Arrow, early Arrow, or a later Arrow with a 180 200. Then they put in this turbocharged 210 horsepower 0360 Lycoming, and those are all 111s, very rare at the beginning, and then 112 TCs, and then the 114. This is a 112. The 114 has the IO 540 Lycoming 6-cylinder 260 horse in it, which is the same as in a Comanche 260.
It's a beast.
Yeah, it's just basic. You know, it's 6 cylinders, so it's 360. 540, 720, so it's 260 horse. That makes them very, this is turbo. They have similar climb performance at altitude because the turbo, but the 540 is just bigger cubic inches, 540 cubic inches, and injected. And then the 115s had the IO 540 in them, but they were like produced from like 2000 to 2002, barely. I mean, hardly any were produced, I think there's 100 of them. So not a lot of them around. They never got the fame they should have had, but they were great planes. And when somebody wants one, they want one. I mean, there are real avid followers of these. They're kind of culty, a little bit like Comanches, Comanche Flyers, Cardinal Flyers, you know, all the Moonies. People who like a brand. Well, these are actually very popular planes. We don't see many of them, which is why we did this video. And thank you to the owner, Larry Duchesne, who let me do this. He's having me sell it for him, but he said I could do the video on it. So this is Mark at Skywagon University. And Cole Gaither guest starring.
Playing crazy.
And thanks for watching. And we have a subscription down here, or is it here? Subscription here and a bell. You can click on a link to watch other videos like this, of which we have many. So thanks for watching. And the next plane is probably going to be a comparison between an E33 Bonanza and a A36 Bonanza to show the differences between the two of them.